The Nuphy Air 75 V3 has been an incredible keyboard. I have used all the way up from the version 1 all the way to the version 3. I have a lot of thoughts on this. There's a few downsides that I need to talk about with this keyboard with the version 3. However, overall, it's a pretty good keyboard, so let's talk about it. Now, one thing that's really important to recognize is the fact that your keyboard is one of the main experiences you have when you're working with a computer. If you have a keyboard that you really love typing on, you're going to want to get more work done on it than if you have one that's just a total piece of crap and you don't really feel like using it, right? I mean, I feel like this is normal information. People love using high quality things. And when you have something that's as high of a quality as this kind of keyboard where it feels dense in the hand, it actually feels like it's made of really good materials, it's gonna make you want to use it a whole lot more. And then as it is with this keyboard, what's awesome is it's not just a good looking keyboard, it actually has some really great functionality as well. So real quick, I wanna talk about some of the things that you probably already seen. The fact that this has hot swappable switches is awesome. It's got a battery life of 1,200 hours. That's a very long battery life. That's if you turn off the lighting on it. This keyboard is incredibly thin. It's 26.5 millimeters thin. And if you want to travel with it, it actually can be traveled with. And you're not even going to really notice it in your bag. If you use the new iPad OS 26 and you want to just use a keyboard with that, you're going to have a great time with this. It's got layers of feet on the bottom, so if you want to use it at a few different angles, you can. It's got different kinds of switches, so it's got the blush nano, the brown nano, and the red nano. And if you want to go on their website, they've got little sound quality of each different one. So what's the big differentiator with this keyboard? Well, it's right here. It's this knob. When you use this knob, you can actually replace it with a regular, escape key. Actually, escape key's on the other side. With a regular key to here, or you can have this knob. And then they have also a low profile knob, which they didn't send me. But it is so helpful to use a keyboard that has a volume knob. So that kind of kicks us off into the things that I love. I love having the volume knob. I think that's so helpful. So like anytime you need to turn something down or mute it by clicking it in, that's really helpful. That's something I've loved. I've also really loved the sound on this keyboard. I'm gonna bring it up to my microphone. I've really loved that on this keyboard when you're typing on it, it just feels really good. Like the pressure to kind of make the key goes down isn't too much. I like bottoming out on keyboards a lot. And so, because I get really typey with it, and so like just really intense with my typing. I like to write stories and songs, and I get really into it. I'm just a nerd in that way, but it feels really, really great. The function row on the top is really helpful. That's one of the main things that separates this one from the last version. The last version didn't have all the sound dampening inside the actual keyboard. This version has a lot of dampening. And so if you're like me and pretty much every keyboard enthusiast, sound matters a lot. This one is it sounds so thocky and so like deep and dark. It's pretty awesome. So far, I've also just really loved the kind of metal design on this thing. Yes, it does have the clear plastic in the back, so it kind of looks like, technology from back in the 90s, which is awesome. But I do just really love kind of that clean white finish with the metal on the sides. And just overall, the portability on this keyboard has been really awesome because I can take this with me anywhere I go and I don't really have to worry about weight. I don't have to worry about size, but it also still has all the functionality of something I would need with, having the different arrow keys and stuff like that. It's just a very functional keyboard with how good it sounds and how portable it is. Now, there are some things I didn't like about this keyboard. Let's get into those. First and foremost, I said I absolutely love this volume knob, and it works so well when it stays on. That's been my biggest frustration. This thing pops off so easily. Like I can put it in my bag and like I'll have to like search through my bag. Let me try to show you. Like there's not like a set screw or anything like that in there, and so it falls off too much, and I find that really frustrating. Like having that as a feature is incredible, but if it's going to be something that I'm going to have to constantly search for, or even when I lose it, I have to order another one online, that's just really, really annoying. And so Nuphy, if you could, maybe put a set screw, or I don't want to put glue in there because I don't want to ruin this if I accidentally get it wrong. But that's just like one of the minor frustrations that I have. The other frustration that I have is this. This shift key is not a full-size shift key still. Like it's a solid size one. And, I used the 60% board from last year. This one at least is bigger than that. I actually couldn't use that one because it was a single space, key right here. But I still end up screwing up words with this size shift key. I wish it was the same size as the backspace or the enter key. For some reason, I still hit it. What I could have done is made this a full-size shift key and then done what Apple does on their keyboards where the up and down arrow is the small versions of it. I don't know if that's possible to do, but if there's a way to figure that out, that's what I would like them to do because I love just having a full shift key. And then anytime I need an arrow, I know some people might not like that, and maybe other people do different type of work than I do. What I primarily need is the shift key to work. I don't need the up and down arrow as much. And so I just think that would be helpful, like, making this the best possible typing experience. But that's from somebody who doesn't, like, I don't do a lot of spreadsheets. So I'm not moving up and down spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff. I primarily use Ulysses to write sermons, to write books and stuff like that. So for me, having that shift key is just a little bit more important. But overall, the question is, would I actually recommend this keyboard to people? And the answer is yes. It's it is my favorite keyboard right now. I know there's some other really cool ones on the market, but so far, the Nuphy Air 75 V3 is my favorite keyboard. Now, the question is, should you upgrade if you already have the V2? And my answer is you should only upgrade the V2 if sound matters to you. This one just sounds so good, and if that like really matters to you, which it does to me, I would consider selling the V2 on like Marketplace or something and then getting the V3 because the sound is just superb. And listen, I get it. You can get better keyboards with, better sounds and all that kind of stuff, but this thing you just order it online. You don't got to build it yourself. For me, that's helpful. But in the end, this keyboard is absolutely incredible. I can highly, highly recommend it. I've not been really disappointed with it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this keyboard. Do you think you're gonna get it? Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel. We're on our way to 20,000. It'd be so helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one.